Thank you so much for taking out time this evening. I think now I would like to request Mosmi ma'am to take it over and take it forward. She is the one we all are waiting to hear from.
Am I audible?
Yeah, very much audible.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to NewsNownation. And I would first thank Gaurav sir to provide such a beautiful, platform so that we all are here together. Although, we cannot now physically launch any event. So it's wonderful seeing you all, meeting you all, as if you all are in front of me today. I welcome you all to NewsNownation and each and every one of you. And we'll begin with the interview session. But we would like to know what coaching mantras. Coaching mantra itself is a eye-catching, intriguing term. So what is this coaching mantras? The book about. What is the book basically about? We would all like to know.
Sure, Masmi, maybe I can take that. Thank you so much for first of all hosting this event. Thank you, Gaurav from NewsNownation and Masmi, and thanks all my co-authors here of Coaching Mantras. This is nothing but coming together, I believe, coming together of these many coaches from different parts of India, also abroad, to converge Eastern wisdom with Western philosophy of coaching. About mantras, I would let Richa say more about it. However, coaching itself is pretty mystified as a subject within India and outside India also. So our attempt has been to simplify it as much as possible through the support of some of our stories, being a coachee ourselves, being coaches ourselves from both the sides of our worlds. We've been able to integrate tools, techniques that we have come together during our own journey of experience, exposure, and education. It has taken us a long, long while to become coaches. So within this book, you would find wisdom from Eastern scriptures and also Western frameworks on coaching, which is from International Coach Federation, which is one of the biggest bodies globally, which regulates coaching, in the whole industry. EMCC, which is European Mentoring and Coaching Council, the founders of TPC leadership have also been the founders of European Mentoring Coaching Council themselves. And you would cite TPC leadership competencies as well, because we've been around globally for the last 20 years and supporting leaders to become coaches, supporting professionals to integrate coaching in this style, whosoever they are. All sorts of professionals can learn to be coaches. And we believe it's a very, very skillful journey and very fulfilling journey that one can embark on. And looking forward to, just come together, bring it all together for our readers. So that's what I would like to submit here, Mosmi, and allow you to, ask next
Thank
question.
you so much. Wonderfully, explained. And we hope we all are looking forward to see the book, and hopefully we'll see it very soon. Now, what is the main essence behind the title Coaching Mantra? And as I already said, mantras is it's an interesting term. So would you put some light on it? What is the essence behind this, title Coaching Mantras?
Thank you, Masumi. I would like to take that question. And yes, the entire team, when we were deciding about the name, I think we very unanimously did this. And this comes a lot with what we were trying to create. But before really understanding the essence of the meaning of the title, let's understand what exactly the word mantra means. Because without understanding mantra, it would be difficult to really decipher what coaching mantra wants to state. So mantra is a Sanskrit terminology, and it is composed of two words, man and tra. So man is the mind that we know, and tra means the vehicle. So it's a powerful instrument that takes mind to the deeper state of meditativeness. That's what the job of mantra is. And it could be a sound, it could be a word, it could be a syllable, it could be a group of words. And we know that India has a great history wherein the first Vedic mantra came through Vedas. Now let's look at what we were trying to do in the coaching space. So as a coach, I have found this entire process of coaching so powerful. And when we look at the competencies that have been laid by the respective organizations, the EMCC, the ICF, and even that we follow at TPC leadership, all the competencies, you talk of listening, you talk of presence, you talk of mindfulness, they are not something that you can practice in just 1 hour, 2 hours when you are sitting with the coachee and you just get off it. They are something that defines one's being. And that is what mantra also is supposed to do. It is supposed to elevate your energy. And this what in the coaching journey also happens. So when we were trying to really look at the Western framework laid in the coaching space from the Eastern perspective, we found so much of similarity, as if East and West are just not different. You might use them as opposite terminologies, but they are so together. And that's where we came to this word mantra, and everybody was so happy with this terminology, because it defines what exactly we wanted to do. And if you look at maybe we can somebody can mute and talk. Thank you. So what we do through coaching, it's not just a process where the coachee is benefited. It's a lot about the coach's being, and that's where mantra fitted so well. And that's how we came to coaching mantra.
Okay. Now, let me ask, how does this idea to bring out such an enlightening book come up?
We can have Narsi share his perspectives. Is Narsi here in the room?
Narsi is not here, Deep.
Narsi is not here. Never mind. So, okay. How did this enlightening book came into being? Is that your question, Masumi?
Yes. How this idea of, coming together and bringing up such an enlightening book, came up?
Okay, so I would like to give credit to coaching again. Everything that we did revolved around coaching, asking questions and listening to each other's ideas. The very big question that came into picture by Sudhindra, who is here in the room today, he said, there's so many books out there. What's the use of coming up with another book on coaching, So we thought, okay, what can make this really, really special? We all want to contribute something to this coaching industry, coaching world, to raise awareness about coaching. But how do we do it that it becomes more intriguing and interesting, informative, educative, and also, that can immerse people into its whole idea. So we thought that let us come up with a convergence of two worlds, East and West. Hence, the convergence happened during the whole writings of all the co-authors. They tried to blend it as much with the scriptures and Vedas from the East, and put together from the West, the ICF, EMCC, European Mentoring Coaching Council, and TPC leadership competencies, and weaved it with their own ideas, tools, and techniques. So if you ask me, how did this enlightening book, in your words, if I was to summarize, came into picture, then I would give the credit back to the ethos of coaching. As we asked each other, we challenged each other, we brought each other out of comfort zone, and we said, okay, what else is possible? This might not be it. Yeah. So what else is possible? I think that question, and why this book? Why should a reader only read this book while there are so many others that are available? So yeah, we thought that, this could be a good idea to bring in all of this wisdom from East and West and from all our coach alumni, wonderful leaders in their own rights. So yeah, that's how it came into picture. That's how I would like to.
Indeed, the title itself speaks a lot. Now, before we go ahead to the next question, why not we do a small, 30 seconds of, cheering up and launching, pre-launch the book Coaching Mantras. You can pin in, you can see a slide, Coaching Mantras, and the link of the book is also given on that slide. If you can see everyone, and sitting in our chairs, we can cheer and also clap today because it is a beautiful day on NewsNownation. And we, Griffin Publication, have collaborated with NewsNownation, and thanks to NewsNownation for giving us this platform to launch this wonderful, enlightening book, Coaching Mantras. Today, we, with 16 transformational coaches, we launched the book, Coaching Mantras. Can we all cheer and clap sitting in our own chairs?
Kudos to each one of us.
Yes.
Congratulations, everyone.
Many congrats.
Congratulations, everyone. The link of the book is given on the slide. It's available to order.
Congratulations, celebrations.
Yes, celebration. I would like, this book has a purpose of charity. So I would like to ask Deep ma'am, the purpose of this book, the noble purpose. Of course, we all will be enlightened by reading this book, but there is something more to it. So Deep ma'am, would you like to speak on this?
Yes, so Masumi, we do believe in, if I was to chant something from our Vedic scriptures, Brihadaranyaka Nayak Upanishad, there is a chant called Om Sarve Sham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarve Sham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarve Sham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarve Sham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Shanti, 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 which means may there be happiness in all, peace in all, completeness in all, and success in all. And we thought, how could we bring this, book out to impact many more than just the readers who are reading it? Of course, their lives in some ways, as we hope. Our humble attempt is to really help them raise their awareness and offer them choices and leave responsibility with them to support them. However, apart from just the readers, whatever the readers contribute towards the book, purchasing of the book shall go for a bigger cause, for a noble purpose. And we chose WYSE International, UN, it's a UN international NGO, which is supporting change leaders from across the globe, with which, even TPC leadership directors, founders are supporting that NGO to support many, many leaders. And that's been over 20 years that they have been supporting these change leaders from across the globe to make a difference to this planet overall. So that's our attempt to, contribute back to the society through this book as well. So whatever revenue that we generate would go to UN WYSE NGO for making a difference to many more, and hence Sarve Sham Mangalam Bhavatu. Thank you, Masmi.
Wonderful. Now my next question is to one of you, any one of you can answer. Like 16 transformational coaches unitedly bringing up an instructive book is worth appreciating. We all know this. How would this anthology be helpful to the people, to the readers?
I'll take that up, Mosmi.
Yes.
So, the fact that 16 coaches have come together and have written on different topics of coaching itself, whether it's trust and rapport, emotional intelligence, the being and doing of a human being. So there's a lot that's been covered in the entire book. And what coaching does, what are the boundaries between coaching and any other profession. So it pretty much clarifies each and everything for someone who might not even know what coaching is about. And then with all the insights in the chapter, about what coaching can do. It's a conversational book, right? So there are a lot of stories there, a lot of examples of how different things are conducted. And for anyone to pick that up, it's going to be really insightful, really insightful across all the topics that have been covered. And it talks about ICF competencies, EMCC competencies, TPC competencies. So it's a, it has plethora of knowledge around that, which is why I think it can be really beneficial for anyone who picks this up. Even someone who's not a coach. I mean, it just really, because everything's been explained from the basics to the, going the depth of coaching.
Mosmi, are you trying to say something? Please unmute yourself. You're on mute.
We can't hear you.
So it's like, the book is about coaching. We are speaking about the eminent, coaches. You are all in front of us today. So can any one of you tell us the role of a coach?
I'll be happy to take that up here for the group, Moshmi. Yes. Coaching is about maximizing an individual's potential for performance. If I were to simplify that, what it means is helping the person find ways to go through that maze, keeping the discussion more focused on where the individual wants to go. The coach acts as a rearview mirror, a windshield, by guiding the individual, whether in the retail space or in the corporate space, to explore new ways of thinking by providing feedback, saying this is what you're doing well, and how about looking at something differently. Coach never gives a direct answer or solution, but actually takes the client on a journey where the client is forced to think internally. What is it that I can do? And that is what coaching is about. In simple words, I would say coaches are like the wipers of a windshield. They just keep clearing the fog for the person to take the road ahead.
Amazing. Great. Hope, we have so many coaches today. We have so many institutions today, but in reality, on ground, if we see, really, many do not know what actually a coach is. Some people are misguided. Some people come under the umbrella of false things, but hope this book would enlighten everyone, and hope this video also, when people see, they will understand what actually a coach is, what actually the role of a coach is. Amazing. So, coaching encompasses a wide range of vision. What kind of coaching is being projected in this book?
Hi, good evening, Moshmi. I'll take that one. Firstly, thank you for this opportunity, and good evening to everyone. I think as Deep put it, and as Richa also elaborated on it, the whole idea of coaching mantra is to simplify what coaching is all about, to really broaden and the impact that it has. And of course, Pari shared about what a coach can do. But if we expand that, it is anybody and everyone who can be a coach. So if I'm a parent, I can be a coaching parent. If I'm an executive or a manager, I can take on managerial coaching. I can be a coach. That means basically embodying a coaching mindset in whatever I do. So our vision is that be a coach. Of course, you're doing coaching when you're doing coaching in a room across somebody and you're having a coaching conversation. But the ICF competency, embodying a coaching mindset, says that you can use this competency. You can use the skill anywhere and everywhere. So as Sonam said, we can just pick this book up. Anybody, you, me, anybody in the world can just pick it up, read it, and have conversations. And I think in today's world, when so much is going on, we are all suffering in some way or the other, so much of sadness and discontentment all around. If we can have one conversation where we are embodying this mindset, where we are showing these competencies of trust, deep listening, empathy, then I think this is a book as well as something that we will really carry forward for a long time. So my invitation is that read it because it just makes you a better human being and you be more of a be more of a coaching mindset in that way.
Great. Thank you so much. So can any one of you tell us the amazing experience you had while creating this book? 16 transformational coaches unitedly bringing up one book, collaborating and compiling a book is, because I have compiled so many anthologies, I know. And it's all about coaching, your stories, and 16 eminent coaches, combining, you have collaborated and you have compiled an instructive book. So can any one of you tell us your experience while compiling this book?
Yeah, I think, Mausami, first of all, thank you. And also thanks to each one of, this is Baburaj. And a very interesting experience I had, which is actually connected within me. When the idea of an anthology was mooted by Deep and the team at the TPC leadership, one of the doubt which I had was that how are we going to make it happen? Because 16 diversely experienced professionals coming together was a humongous task. So I was just, with a sense of doubt when I was going through the entire motion of this experience. Something, happened within me as an individual, and people who are in this group knows that what I'm talking about, the truthfulness of it. What has happened was that it transformed me to become a better human being. It transformed me to accept criticism with a sense of appreciation, appreciate others' actions with a sense of compassion, and trust the process, because when there is a doubt, they're trusting the process. That means implicitly, I must trust the process and presume that the intention of my other peers, the coaches on this journey, I must accept it. And if that is not accepting, the entire process will get into a kind of a discomfort. So the true acceptance had helped me in my coaching process with the clients too, this entire process on this one. So as a contributor, I believe that this book feels something within me, triggered within me. And I'm sure that the readers who are going to read this book also will have similar shifts within them. That is my hope and that my belief in that. That's how I look at it, mostly.
Great, great. So again, 16 writers collaborating and bringing one book is indeed not a cup of tea. Any glitches or hurdles you all faced while compiling this book?
Well, I will take that if anybody else is taking it. Otherwise, I will take it.
You could, Baburaj. You could.
Yeah, I know as I told earlier that it was a humongous task, and when it was started, people like one of the authors who is here, Inderjeet, was there. Though the initial discussion between Narsi, Richa, Deep, myself, Hemani were there, but it was Inderjeet, the entire process of coordinating and making it happen and making all of us be responsible and accountable. So when you look at these kinds of a theme and define identifying the purpose of writing the book, then defining the theme, then how to plan and organize, then the process of writing and compilation with the different, creating enough space for each one of us, because there was no specific structures which is given to them. And it was actually allowed them to blossom, think through it, and then come out with their own perspectives. And in that kind of an unstructured perspective, how it was going to emerge was something which was each one of us was looking forward. And that, as I told earlier, just trusting the process and believing in each one of us was the beauty of it. So when these kinds of, though there could have been glitches, when I look back, I think it was a smooth sail throughout the process, because we had timely meeting, which was anchored by whoever was available, and the minutes was created, review was done on a timely manner, and ensured that every time, every path which was there, which were coming together, used the maximum utilization of the technology using this COVID time and made it happen. So I think each one of the team members but a special thanks to Inderjeet for making it happen as a team member. I
Indeed,
think
three
each one of
cheers
us-
for Inderjeet. Three cheers for Inderjeet.
So much, guys.
Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip.
Yeah.
Nothing like
Thank you.
You all
Thank
are
you.
And very interestingly, what I could sense is the fundamental aspects of coaching. That is the trusting process, being authentic, trusting the innate ability of each one, sense of curiosity, and lot of compassion. I believe that what I learned during the process, these are the fundamental of coaching. And these fundamental of coaching was felt, I think, by each one of us throughout. That I think was the beauty of the experience. More than writing, the experience of being with the team and making it happen was something joyful for me.
Great. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mosam.
The book begins with a poem, apart from the preface. I have read the book. So, yes, the preface, immediately after the preface, we find a beautiful poem. Is this an effort to blend poetry and prose in this book?
Yeah, I would like to take that, Mosmi. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity, and thank you, NewsNation, for that. So as Richa said, a little more about the coaching mantra, the perspective with which we came from. And in Vedas, it is more, when we read Vedas, it is more metaphorical, poetic. So we thought it's also important to bring that. Some of the coaches, eminent coaches, wanted to contribute through poem. So, and as Deep said, we wanted to demystify, the simplify. Poetic language reaches the heart so simply to the reader. So the starting poem itself is talking about coaching, and it's a theoretical dialogue which is done so beautifully through the poem, and which I hope the reader will reaches their heart. So we wanted to bring both the poem and theoretical conversations and experiences of coaches in a little more creative way, so that there is connection at the heart and head at both level when the reader goes through it. Yeah, so I hope these readers will enjoy these aspects, poem and prose. So we wanted to bring that aspects for as a flow of conversation that happens.
So this proves that we have beautiful poets amongst us too, right?
Yeah, there are poets, coach poets among us.
So there's an open question to all. I can say, you all can, one lightly, how do you feel as writers and also as coaches? Just now, I think you all are beautiful poets and also, experienced coaches. So how do you feel, a writer as well as,
Mosmi, I'll take this. Being a writer for the first time, officially or a book actually. So though you have written so many things in life, but being officially, writing something has been a wonderful feeling, and coming along with all these 16 beautiful coaches who have tremendously put in their effort to create this something magical. So there is a deep sense of gratitude towards the coaches who have actually developed us, and who could help conjure the learnings which have been there. And there is a sense of what you call responsibility towards the readers, so that the learnings which we are sharing could help them, and help them become better coaches, as well as for people who are not into coaching and they would love you like to understand more about coaching, so they can also actually join this fraternity by becoming offline coaches, or maybe practicing something which we can share from us. So that is where the perspective is all about, because the instances in our book are from Mahabharata, Ramayana. So and these are like folklores which have been there for Indian society. So picking up from there, people can actually pick up the coaching mantra and take it for themselves and their families and friends together. Yeah, so feeling happy, and feeling a sense of relief and pride as well, being part of this wonderful journey.
I'd like to add to what Arvind is saying. As coaches and as writers, our attempt has been to help the reader feel that they are in the same space, to relate with some tools, tips that they're picking up. Coaching is about partnering up, lightening the load, and showing the way. We've tried to do that as much as possible in our narration, such that a common reader can find some way to reflect on their own individual challenges or situations in life, and maybe find a way out, or at least figure out how to start a conversation and whom to approach in the road ahead. Easing the journey is what we've attempted to do.
Great, great. Any one of you would like to share?
Yeah, sure, Mosmi. I would love to add to what Parineeta just said. I think writing blogs, etc., we all had been doing, and that's one way of writing. But being a part of an anthology, writing for such a wonderful purpose, wherein, as Parineeta says, that you are supporting others, start conversations, and this becomes a very noble cause. So as a coach, we experience this with our coachee when we help them create some environment wherein they open up, they share, and they find their own ways. How do we go? And then writing it for a purpose, one which enriches us all in the journey because we learn a lot. And second, gives us such a beautiful space to express as to how we are experiencing coaching and how we are experiencing competencies and how it has enhanced our lives. And then relating it to what our roots are, which is the ancient scriptures and wisdom from the East. It's a beautiful thing. And I think every reader would feel what we are saying. Every reader is going to get enriched, and they will definitely have something to take away.
I'll just add a little more to that. A little more to that is that there's this whole experience of understanding the coaching and doing it, and the education experience as we've talked about. So there is a deep need of sharing this knowledge to others among us. So I think that was also coming from all these people all of us who wrote. There's a deep need of sharing it, because when the knowledge sharing happens, when we learn back again. So it's a cycle of learning that happens. So, yeah.
Great.
And to add to that, so what this made me feel was, firstly, while writing, I kind of it reinforced why I am a coach in the first place. So while telling stories to others, I also started living a certain story. So, for example, I'm sure all of you have heard the story of the stone soup. So there was once this man who said, I have a magical stone that can make great tasting soup. So in front of several people one day, he put this stone in a large pot of water. And he asked, one of them to get carrots. So he asked another person to get beans, and a third one to get spinach, and so on. So he cooked them all. He removed the stone, and there it was, the magical, delicious, sweet tasting soup that it was right in front of the people. Now, we all know that the stone was a decoy, actually. So it was put in to bring all the ingredients together. Now, that is what I think is the role of a coach, if you think about it, to bring the various strengths and resources of a person into cohesive whole. Now, coaching is facilitating people's emotions, beliefs, and values and strengths so that they all serve this person in the best possible ways. Therefore, you bring the best version of himself or herself. So that's what I realized while writing this stories. While telling other stories, I kind of lived a story of my own.
Great. Have grown up with the story. And today, it is just reliving the childhood days, Thank you so much, sir. Now, the book also includes interviews. Can you throw some light on this?
Sure, I'm happy to take that up, Mashmi, because I did one of the interviews with Andrea, who is the ICF MCC TPCL lead for the Coaching Academy. He's the global director of the Coaching Academy for TPC Leadership. And Andrea comes with a background of philosophy and human behavior. So when I spoke with him, I found it was very interesting. He has a deep interest in how each one of us shows up. Andrea believes that it is the responsibility of coaches to guide people ahead. And I liked what he said at the end of the interview. When I asked him what it is that he would want the coaches to do differently, he says, learn from the masters, but do not ape the masters. Do not copy the masters. Be your own individual self. He said, bring your presence, bring your own personality to the space, and yet allow the person to flourish. So I think that advice that he gave when he said, learn from the masters, but be your own self. I think that was one wonderful pearl for everybody here. And to add to this, I'd invite Deep to share what the other two interviewers got as pearls. Deep will do it on our behalf.
Thank you so much, Parineeta, first of all, for interviewing Andrea on such a short notice and how you brought out the gems out of the interview and concised it for the readers. That's amazing. Yes, I hope readers enjoy Andrea's. Also, Andrew and Anilika's interview, conversation between Pooja and Anilika actually helped me raise my awareness at various levels. Anilika is a chairwoman for TPC Global, and she's also MSc in coaching. She started off her coaching journey, coach supervision journey in 2002. So we're talking about good 2 decades that she's been coaching and coach training and coach supervising. So her insights are very valuable that led us to put that as a forward for the book. And we thought, why not? It's a coaching book. So let this be a conversational forward, which is also another unique aspect of this book. And I hope the readers would enjoy reading Anilika's viewpoints in the forward of the books. Every piece in the book has been very uniquely, peculiarly crafted, I would say. And Andrew is someone who is managing partner for TPCL UK, along with Charles Brook and a couple of other partners. TPCL UK is where we had been, started our journey of TPC leadership, started off in 2000 in UK. And since then, Andrew has been associated and he's been coaching since dinosaur years, I would say, because over 35 years into coaching alone. And he has been friends with late Sir John Whitmore, and they have worked together for many, many years, and their philosophies match. Their, the like-mindedness between both can be seen in Andrew's work. He's also PhD, and he has been a tutor in University of Portsmouth for MSc in coaching, and the other masters who have developed this course, out of which you see wonderful alumni over here who have generated so much of wisdom of their own by going through the whole curriculum at TPC leadership. So yeah, I won't like to crack any surprise over here, but you would read about Andrew's interview with Pooja's chapter. Next to Pooja's chapter, you would find Andrew's interview. And I really, really hope that you would find that very, very intriguing. He talks about transpersonal coaching. He talks about psychosynthesis because he is also a psychosynthesis coach trainer, and brings in very, very beautiful aspects around coaching, which I hope would raise awareness for coaches at all levels.
Great.
So I would like to sum it like that, Mosmi. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now that we know, initially I had a question that who are your targeted readers? But now I think there is no such targeted readers. We all should be the readers of this book. But initially, when you had, thought of bringing out this book, did you have anything in your mind that these they would be our targeted readers? Who were your targeted readers? Now that I know that they were, for me now, I think we all are targeted. We all should read this. like we know now the essence of mantra, coaching, everything. But had you ever thought like they would be our targeted readers?
Yeah, thanks, Moshmi. I think I'll take this one just for the sake of letting everyone know that I'm as active as others and not sleeping in the bed. Okay, you already answered that. So the short answer is anyone and everyone. And I'll tell you why. Let me just substantiate that. There are two common denominators for all the authors and coaches here. One is TPCL and other is ICF. Okay. Now the TPCL has given us a platform for the training framework and methodologies, and ICF gives us the competencies which any coach needs. Now keeping these two together as ingredients for this book, let's look at somebody who's just getting down this journey, a fresh coach. They would get the essence of what the competencies are, how they are put into practice. So it's there for them to start picking up something from here. Even for an experienced coach who's right now already, coaching people, the way we see coaching is not a constant. It's ever evolving. It's ever changing. It's dynamic. Even ICF continues to change the competencies every couple of years, every year, right? So there's a constant learning for everyone. Even for us as coaches, every conversation we have, there's a new learning for us. So for an experienced coach to read the book, I'm sure they'll find a lot of different experience, different ways of using the tools and techniques. So that should benefit them too. And third, like I think Mali also mentioned, even if you're not a coach, the tools and techniques and methods we talk of here are so commonsensical that they can be used in a non-coaching conversation also to make it more powerful and effective. So to your answer, like you said, anyone and everyone.
Great. Thank you so much, sir. Very nicely explained, but I'm a reader and I hope everyone, even a mother, even like everyone who you said, who deserves to be a coach, or we all deserve to be a coach. Everyone should read so that somewhere in our life we can really help someone.
Absolutely.
Now, how can this book be relevant for defined challenging times, like what we are facing today? And it's inevitable that difficult times are part of life. I know this book is not only for crisis. This book is it's a lifetime book. The generations will read this book. This is for everyone and for every time. But now if we see the situation, the challenging time, and we all know difficult times come in every life. So how would this book be relevant?
So hi, Moshmi, I'll take that. Thank you so much. So I'm Inderjeet. So during the pandemic, I will go from my own story. If like we all were going through uncertainty and there was a lot of, there was unsurety what to do next because it came suddenly from nowhere. So when pandemic hit, it also gave us time to reflect. So this is a book about reflection. It is not just for, for coaches or for a coachee. It is for everyone. It's a way of life. So Coaching Mantra is a book for anyone. Anybody can pick it up, as you have been hearing about it from, there are so many tools, so many techniques, and it's actually a very universal concept. We have been using it all through our, through our centuries of Eastern wisdom, that, hand-holding and scaffolding and partnering, and it has just come. And it came from a very, it was a time for discovery. It was a time for self-reflection, self-awareness. And it also helped me as a person, I would say, to bring out the inner strength which I carried to the outer world. So it was a beautiful journey for me. Thank you so much. And I will invite Colonel Ajay to speak on that. Both were on this together.
This very book, as Inderjeet mentioned, we're talking about the self-awareness, people becoming aware of what they're doing, why they're doing, what is their purpose, and where they want to go. So this self-awareness is the first step to bringing in the change. Some people get overwhelmed with what's happened. For them also, they're able to understand through the various narratives in the book as to where they stand and where they want to go. For me personally, a lot of it was my own journey, where I was introduced to emotional intelligence and coaching, and how I've been able to bring in certain changes for myself. So I personally feel it's not just the pandemic, which is going to be, that VUCA world we talk about. Pandemic is a live example of the VUCA world. It's not just the VUCA world, it's also my personal world. Where do I want to go in my personal world? This book, and when we relate it to our ancient scripts, this book actually helps us to understand that there's much more than what we can do than what we are, much more what we can do than what we are actually doing. So that's what I would like to say. And I think the readers will benefit tremendously because they'll be able to understand where they are. They'll also be able to understand where they can go. They'll also be able to do a certain amount of self-coaching. And for the rest, they can reach out to their friends or coaches or whoever they want.
Great.
So we'll invite Anuja also to just share a little.
Thanks, Inderjeet. And thank you, Colonel Ajay. So very well articulated by both Inderjeet and Colonel Ajay. And I think the experiences, the insights which this book carries will not be useful only in a situation like pandemic, be it any personal challenge, be it any professional challenge, be it any challenge in life. I think the book contains all the tools and techniques, be it mindfulness or listening or connecting with others around you. This enables you as a person to take on life head on, to understand the nuances, understand life's nuances, understand the challenges which are there. And it enables you to cope up with them and cope with dignity, purpose, and with strength and courage. So I think this is how the book will help anyone and everyone.
Thank you so much. Hope this book brings light to everyone and also enlightens everyone. So coming close to the talk show, like, what are your future projects? Are you intending to bring more anthologies in future?
Yes, Masumi, I think looking at the wisdom, looking at the depth it has created for each one of us involved, I think there is no stopping from here on. We would love to see what kind of traction our readers offer us, because their feedback would enable us to bring the best out of us for the next anthology that we're going to come up with. Most likely we will have one anthology on metaphors in coaching very soon. However, would be happy to launch it by next year, this time around. So yeah, there is certainly more to it. And in the journey, I think Babu Raj and I have already developed another book called Elephantism, and with your grace, we have been able to publish that already. So there is no stopping now. We are all in the flow, and I can see people coming forward, coaches coming forward and deep diving into their own ideas, coming up with creative thinking, and they're writing more, and that's very exhilarating for us to see.
Wonderful. Let our pens flow. Let our pens unite people. Let writing be the guiding light for everyone. I would thank you, all of you, for being here today, and thanks to all of you for bringing up such a wonderful book. Yes, of course I have read, and my friends are also waiting to read this book. I would request everyone to pick this book and really read it thoroughly to know what life is and how we can really transform our life through the words of today's, we have with us our eminent coaches. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. All the best for the success of this anthology. Once again, I would like to thank NewsNownation. Thank you so much, NewsNownation, because
welcome, we look forward for more such activities together.
Right. I would request everyone to keep sharing these videos as far as possible, so that let the world know what we are doing. Let the world know what coaching is. Let the world be enlightened. Why only limit to these 16 readers or our own friend list? So let us share this video more and more. Let us spread this internationally so that people know what writing can do, and writing can do wonders So I would request everyone to keep sharing our videos as far as possible. Take out your time. Let others also benefit from whatever we are doing it. Thank you, Gaurav sir.
Welcome, ma'am. We will publish a story tomorrow and we will share the link across with all of you through Mosmi ma'am. So you can, further post it and share it with your friends.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Mosmi.
Thank you.
Thank you, all the co-authors.
Thank
It's
you.
been an
Thank
amazing
you to
journey.
all.
everyone.
Thank
Thank you so much. Best wishes. Please take care of yourself and your
Congratulations and all the
family.
best. everyone.
Congratulations to all of us. All the best ahead.
Congrats, everyone.
Congratulations, published
Good job,
authors.
everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now the cheering up come.
Yeah.
Good to see the smiles. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Bye.
Mosmi. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Richa.